You guys see my screen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So what do we got here? It's a multicultural terrorist. He wants to blow people up in the name of multiculturalism.
Yeah,
So
because
it's
it's
multicultural
multiculturalism. Yeah, is like why he wants to blow us up. It's totally not because he's opposed to multiculturalism and thinks that only his specific way of life should be dominant. I mean, like, really, the thing with alt-righters and like Islamists is that they're like pretty much one and the same. One just goes Dusveld, the other just goes, Allah Akbar, things like that. And they want to see that nobody lives side by side with each other. Like, I'm pretty sure Islamists hate multiculturalism just as much as the alt-right does. So, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I guess the real message in this is what all these other people are saying. I guess it's kind of, I mean, it's almost true and like really extreme liberal cultural relativists that talk like that, but I think that's pretty rare.
And like
exaggeration.
Yeah, and even then,
the
like,
guy on the far right doesn't have any eyes, and he says, "Don't stare at him, son."
Yeah, you might offend him.
Who doesn't have any eyes to stare with? What a conundrum.
He only has glasses.
It actually looks like the kid's looking at the girl's midriff or something.
Oh yeah.
I think that's what he's more interested in. That's what I'd be more interested in as a 9-year-old.
It's very like Simpsons looking.
Yeah, the thing with this pick is like, yeah, we can criticize Islamists, but that's not what the alt-right or something is interested in. Like, I mean, if that was the case, they wouldn't be shitting on like, Muslim figures like the Kurds or like the Iranians who are like all fighting ISIS and stuff. Things like that. Or they only like Muslims directly when they're fighting ISIS for that specific instant, but otherwise they want nothing to do with them. Like, they'll just go on saying about how all Arab states lead to dictatorships, or like how the Kurds are like, smelly, evil goat fuckers or some shit. Like, really, really, the only time I've ever seen the alt-right praise anything Middle Eastern is only when ISIS is the worst, is like literally within the scene, and it's just really like a whole, oh, I'm not racist thing. I will stop shitting on Muslims in this one specific instance, but I still hate them, and I also think they're Islamists too.
And there was even this U.S. congressman that said, what did he say? Oh, well, ISIS was attacking Iran, so that's actually good. We should like let them attack Iran because they're implying that Iran is somehow worse than ISIS because that's how backwards they are now.
Yeah, like, I wouldn't support Iran's form of government at all, and I think leftists in Iran need to fight it, but compared to like some of a lot of the shit,
better than the Gulf monarchies.
Yeah, I mean, Christians, I think, are allowed open display of religion, and Iran actually still has a sizable Jewish population, and yeah, pretty much.
Man.
Okay, and I don't think Hezbollah is nearly as bad as Daesh.
Yeah, Hezbollah, like, I lived in Lebanon, as you know, and I'm actually going there soon, which is, to any Reds that are watching this, I might not be in any videos for a month because Lebanon's internet isn't that good, but
you're Lebanon communist by ISIS.
But the thing with Hezbollah is that after 2006, they pretty much dropped the whole we're Shia or nothing kind of thing, and they're trying to branch out more to like Lebanese Christians and even Sunni groups. So,
oh really?
Yeah, I mean, like, they're getting a lot more.
So scared of them.
Yeah, they've been able to appeal to a lot of Christians and Sunnis lately, and they're trying to replace, Shia ultra-fundamentalism with more like, oh, we're just a pro-Lebanon and all that. Like, they still get the country into battles with Israel that affect us all, but like, Israel also, like, but like Israel's foreign policy against Hezbollah is like taking the bait, in that, like, if Hezbollah does something bad to them, they kind of dish out their anger on the entire country, which resulted in me having to flee Lebanon in 2006 when that shit started. But like, I think Hezbollah has generally calmed the fuck down. I don't know if they're just doing it as like a pragmatic move, but like, I wouldn't be worried about them anytime soon. Even against Israel, they've generally calmed down. So yeah, so I think that's why the West is actually doubling down. They're calming down, so they're not a credible threat anymore.
Yeah.
All right, let's see the next one.
It's the next one.
Oh my god, who drew her face?
That's the thing with these political cartoons. They're never subtle about who they like, who they don't.
Yeah, really, eh?
They're always like really badly drawn.
Like I know, fascist Islamists and Hillary Clinton are not easy on the eyes usually, but come on. Like,
okay,
yeah.
So another Muslim baiting one. So we got a bunch of reactionary, ultra-conservative Muslims. Sharia law forever.
Hashtag.
As if they're like wearing t-shirts that literally say that in public. Okay, we feel Trump's vetting policies are too extreme. I'm with them. Welcome refugees.
I'm with them.
Yeah. I think
that face is gonna haunt me.
I think they're trying to do something like, hey, liberals, you can't have women's rights, gays, and supporting rapists and stuff. I think that's the point. But here's the thing. What have reactionary Europeans or Americans ever done to help women's rights or gays or rape victims?
Yeah, all of a sudden they're all about that.
Yeah, I mean, they don't do anything to help that. It's only when they needed to make fun of Muslims. Exact same thing when I said about the only one time the alt-right doesn't hate Middle Easterners. It's like if literally we were to put them in front of both an ISIS guy and a normal Middle Eastern person. But yeah, the alt-right doesn't really do any, like the same way the alt-right doesn't do anything to fight ISIS, they also don't do anything to help gays and women's rights and stuff. And besides, we all know their Deuce Fault 1488 ways that they just imposed their own version of Sharia law on the world.
Yeah. I went to what was it, like an anti-Sharia law counter protest with some Antifa. And these anti-Sharia people really believe what this comment is generally expressing. I mean, like there's been like quite a few anti-Sharia law protests around the country as of late. And like we had at the protest, we had like a few, not altercations. We had one altercation where like this like one trumpeter tried to throw a punch at an Antifa member, and the police fucking like threw him to the ground and dragged him away in handcuffs. Yeah, it got kind of crazy. In fact I saw quite a few flags that had Kyrgyzstan on them.
Oh god.
Like no joke. Oh my god. Well, specifically in Orlando where I was, there was this one professor at Valencia, the Valencia College, who like resigned at Rollins College because I think she was Islamic, and like she was teaching about like the differences in Sharia law in like her cultural studies class, and she was getting death threats, which is why she resigned, and it's happening again at Valencia, so that's why that's mostly why we also turned up as well, because I was like now a personal battle with the anti-Sharia law people and her. It was really crazy.
That just kills me. The fact that you still have like all these Christian theocratic zealots in the Republican Party, but they're worried about Sharia law. Like, really?
Yeah.
Like the three are Abrahamic religions: Judaism, Christianity, Islam. Like there's a massive overlap. I know stuff like, following the word of Muhammad or saying Jesus is God or Son of God makes a huge difference. But like, a lot of the stuff originates from the Old Testament, which is ironically what religious zealots prefer to interpret rather than part 2 of the faith, which is usually more liberal, I think, or progressive. I don't know. Like they pretty much want the same things. And it's not horseshoe theory because they're all far right, however.
Yeah.
Just different kinds of far right. Like, I mean, obviously a Japanese ultranational, a Japanese fascist and like a Brazilian fascist want to exterminate everyone that isn't them. So yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah, it just drives me nuts now.
And like the thing with Sharia law is that like nobody really wants to figure out what it is. So both literally I've seen progressives and conservatives go like Sharia law is literally anything a Muslim believes in. And even progressives are starting to say, oh, if you hate Sharia law, you hate Muslims, because conservatives have convinced many liberal progressives that Sharia law is literally what Muslims believe in, even though like there's really no widespread agreement on what Sharia law even should be.
Yeah.
In the Muslim community.
There's like 4 different kinds.
Yeah, probably more. I mean, Sharia law is like Trotskyism. There's tons of splitters.
All right, let's see what else. What the hell? Oh boy, here we go. Dude, feel the burn. Been there, done that.
Socialism never worked, guys. Look at Venezuela.
I love how
it's so bad.
I just god damn that hipster look.
He's a huge, gigantic gauge where he doesn't even have any ear holes. It's just a giant gauge covering the entire ear.
Yeah, or it's a black hole. Vanta black hole.
It's a black hole of liberal progressive ideology.
Yeah.
They do kind of have a point. Yeah. Reformism won't get you what you want in the end.
Yeah. That actually, he might be onto something here, because notice how he draws the Venezuelan person very swarthy or something and not easy on the eyes. What if, like, he's actually supposed to be a revolutionary communist, so that's why he's drawn ugly? Maybe that's what, they're suggesting.
Hungry, please help. Meanwhile, we're not supposed to worry about the hungry people in, like, every other neoliberal country, third world country, but it's a huge...
Or the fact that we throw out excess food, which we could use to alleviate hunger, but we don't because it's not profitable.
All right, what else? Leaving their mark. One small step for man. Kennedy. What? Well,
wow.
Kennedy didn't say that. It was Neil Armstrong, but okay.
Yeah, that's.
And it wasn't even. It wasn't even under Kennedy's administration. He was dead by then, but whatever. Oh my God! Oh,
yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, that's shitty. That's really shitty. Look, like I assume the person who wrote this comic was even old enough to be around when John F. Kennedy was around, and like fucking, they still got the quote wrong.
Oh, maybe that's Bobby Kennedy. I don't know. Kind of looks more like Bobby, maybe? Actually.
I doubt it, because like it's 2 presidents for logical consistency, and
yeah.
And I think Bobby Kennedy, wow, he actually almost looked exactly like JFK. Apples don't fall from the tree. Oh yeah, also Bobby Kennedy, I think, was blonde. So yeah, that's also think. Like, it is a good leap for mankind if we, let trans people use the bathroom they want. I mean, like, fuck it. Why do we even have gendered bathrooms? I mean, like, the bathroom at your home isn't gendered, so...
Well, colleges have co-ed bathrooms.
Yeah. Like, honestly, I think we'd be bringing in genders a lot more closer, pun intended, if we just had unisex bathrooms. Like, there may be some blocks in the road, but I mean, I generally believe we're good enough to let such a thing go on. I mean, I do get that. I do think that some liberal progressives are also like a bit of an obstruction to this, because I feel like they might want literally every single gender identity to have its own bathroom or something, which I can understand because, fear of harassment and all that. But like, I think the bigots need to get a taste of reality and see that, yes, sometimes non-binary people exist. And I mean, you're probably only likely to see 1 trans person, or maybe 3 at most in your lifetime, using the same bathroom as you. And odds are you're going to be harassing them, not the other way around.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, trans people are the ones who have to worry about this, not
like objectively. There's no data that says that. Like, there's no statistic that say that at all.
Yeah, and like, more often than not, if it does happen, it's probably not even a trans person. Probably just a literal cisgendered person cross-dressing to harass the other sex, and that's not being transgender.
It's being aggressive towards transgenders, if anything.
Yeah. Also, don't you love how, like, when they talk about transgenders, they always assume it's male to female, and like
because that's the icky kind.
Yeah.
It's just like how homophobia is worse against men, because they're doing the ultimate crime of being not a manly man, basically.
Yeah.
So, anyways, by the way, I looked it up. Bobby Kennedy, that does look more like Bobby Kennedy, but he was also dead before the moon landing happened. So
Cool.
Either way,
Yeah.
So what did Obama have to do with creating transgender bathrooms?
Nothing. It just happened under his watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, like nothing. I can't remember really anything under his administration that addresses trans people's concerns whatsoever.
Same with gay rights. They all like praised him for it, but like, what did he do? He said he supports it while the Supreme Court was making the decision.
Gay marriage, but
he was against it at the beginning.
Yeah.
And then he said he was for it, but he didn't actually do anything.
Right.
No.
Supreme Court.
Also, one more thing about these old depictions of transgender people, like they almost never assume the transgender person actually makes an effort to present as the gender they identify as. I mean, to like the trans folks, it's like a transgender person, a transgender woman will always just be a man with a wig and look as masculine as possible.
Yeah.
I mean,
like they're actors. It's like the transgender isn't real. They're just acting out.
Yeah, I mean, like most trans women, I think, most trans women, by the time they start, they come out and start transitioning, they tend to present very well as the gender they identify as. I mean, there's no real way to present yourself as per gender, despite various social constructs. And even then, most trans people tend to gravitate towards the social construct because it lessens the dysphoria they feel anyway. So
yeah, that's the thing. If you just give people access to like free access to hormone replacement therapy, you're probably not going to notice anyways.
I mean, transgender people seem to be eager to embrace the stereotype of like how a woman or how a man should look because typically. And even if they didn't pass at all, like I know that some let's say trans men or trans women don't even go on a hormone replacement theory, but they still identify. So what? Like it's not gonna kill you to use proper pronouns or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like
let them to a certain trans YouTuber.
Yeah. Which one was that again?
Blair White.
Oh yeah.
She thinks that anyone who doesn't transition the way she does is like not a real trans, basically.
I think she didn't even get a sex change, didn't she?
I don't know.
I don't know, but yeah, in general, people can identify however they want. Like, although I will say, it is a little unreasonable. Like when you see someone and let's say you see someone who looks definitely like a woman, like the most social constructed woman ever, but like and you say ma'am or something, and they say that and he says that they're actually a guy, I would just immediately switch to using male pronouns. Like it's not worth starting anything over, even if you think they should present more as the sex they identify as. I mean, don't start a fight over it
anyway.
Yeah, don't start a fight over it. So just say it and get over it.
All right, what's the next one? What the hell? Oh, this is too big. Hang on. I'm at you, fascist. I'll fuck you up. I'm fucking jacked. Isn't on the internet. Oh yeah, like there's no keyboard warriors on the right. Sure.
I swear to God, it's probably the opposite in real life.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you see that one video of the Kekistani kid that like gets embarrassed by the regular Trump fans?
Oh yeah.
Funny.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's not much to say about this one. Okay, all right.
Oh my God.
What the hell is going on here?
Look at this heron sickle that I just found.
Oh shit! Hang on.
When I say revolt,
but you can't press left and oh fuck! Now I've lost it. What the hell is this?
I don't know.
What is happening?
What the fuck?
No!
Oh no!
We've got some W territory.
Oh look, it's cute.
Okay, hang on. I'm gonna try to get it back.
Aliens will go to hell. So you gotta get out of there. Oh, she's still there.
Okay, I saw something saying that aliens will go to hell. I mean, I'm pretty sure if there's a God, he's probably revealed himself to aliens by now.
Okay, hang on. I got it.
We're experiencing technical difficulties and communism just lost. Breaking news.
The globalists are trying to take over our airwaves.
Forgot you can't press left or right on image. Okay. All right, here we go.
That's just true neutral.
Okay, so I'm guessing that's Bernie. Hey, look what I found. Hammer and sickle. I'll flip you for it. Ash heap of history. That's what you think. Is that the whole thing, or? Oh, okay. Yeah, so no. Actually, that's kind of funny. Ash heap of history. Isn't that like specifically a Bolshevik term? Or at least a Marxist term? Like, I know Trotsky used to say that all the time.
I mean, you read his work, so you know.
Well, yeah.
It's kind of a pretty common term now, though.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I imagine like anybody who's on the right here drawing these cartoons doesn't really understand where any of this comes from.
Yeah, I'll get to that actually. You see, the right wing or the alt-right and its figureheads, they thrive on disinformation. That's why all the bad political spectrums, bad political compasses are like usually made by a right-wing person. They can't comprehend that that there are people more to the right wing than them that represent the extreme of their views, so they rationalize them as communists or quote unquote statists, and they make up these illogical conclusions that, oh, I'm for less smaller government, therefore I am on the right, and my extremists are the anarchists. But when you show them what an anarcho-communist is, they'll pretty much go through a mind fuck, and they'll just rationalize them as statists and just say, oh no, I only support the actual ANCAPs and stuff. But then when you get down to their views and you figure out, oh, they don't like gays, they don't like transgender people, they don't like foreigners, they can't comprehend that makes them more authoritarian, at least in the social sphere. Because to them, the only liberty that matters is, liberty for themselves and no one else. That's essentially the right wing. Freedom for me, but not for thee.
Yeah.
So political
anybody on the left, even like they show Hillary here being saying like she's a socialist, like everyone on the left is a fucking socialist. And then when Bernie came out and he said that he was quote unquote socialist, the right was like, see, we were right. You're all socialists. You're all evil incarnate, trying to take over America, just like the Reds tried to do.
I still don't get why he insisted on that. It's so silly. Anyway,
she looks like is Hillary Clinton supposed to look like Smeagol from Lord of the Rings? Is that what she's?
She's kind of crouching over, bug-eyed, like she's on.
Yeah, I know. I was just thinking, like, it seems very Mount Doomy.
Like she's addicted to ideologies or something.
Yeah. Well, that's like all that under that is like coke. You just start trying to snort it up.
Okay, what do we have here?
Like the really dirty coke, though.
Hillary Super PAC. Look how far to the right they are. Center, right? Okay. Fox. PBS, really? Big Bird? Big Bird is far left then?
CNN?
Comrade Big Bird?
MSNBC. Wow. Yeah, Big Bird's is a fucking red.
Big Bird.
He's gonna kill all the.
Big Bird's gonna make Stalin look like an anarchist.
Yeah.
I feel like we just found like an accidental bird strips.
Yeah. I think this really just reinforces what I said earlier, that the right wing is incapable of realizing that they are actually pretty far to the right, and that there are people even further to the right than them that are extremists. So they rationalize everyone even more moderate than them as communists, while they in their own deluded heads are, the moderates. Despite the fact that I thought the world agreed, even in America, that Fox News was the right wing show. And if that's the case, well, I know the person who made this is comically incorrect. Well, for starters, he chose a very appropriate name because he really is comically incorrect. And I hope he doesn't leave whatever safe space he lives in, because in Canada, Mexico, pretty much most of the world, the Democrats would be center right, Fox News and himself would be right wing, and well, let's just say even the center left people where he could go to would make Hillary Clinton look like the fucking Stalin, look like fucking No. They would look like fucking Stalin in comparison to Hitler. Yeah, these conservative political cartoonists clearly live in a safe space where they're so far to the right wing and they have normalized this view so much that they cannot comprehend what an actual left-winger or an actual moderate is like. So to them, the center-right is just all Stalin. And I think my theory of political cartoonists is that they usually tend not to know politics very well, so they take out their anger and frustration onto the most obnoxious drawings humanly possible.
Pretty much, it's really a waste of talent, in my opinion. Like, just all of this is just like really ugly looking. Like, why does every fucking why does everybody on the left here have terrible dental hygiene? Like, why does everybody have just one tooth? Isn't obviously the opposite would be true of the right, considering that, you know, if they had more control, there'd be less healthcare to go around, which means less dental hygiene for everybody.
Yeah. All right, let's see what else we got here. Here's
the
good old
market's
Ben Garrison. I recognize his ridiculous
God.
style.
Wow.
You can see that style a mile away. Okay.
Now this is really a waste.
Oh, Jesus. Yes.
Who is that supposed to? Oh, Milo Yiannopoulos?
It's Milo.
Oh, it's so funny. He's fighting the gaytriarchy, but Milo's gay himself. But then again, Milo is like the most self-hating gay person apparently. So yeah, I guess it works.
Leprechaun.
Yeah. You know, we really need a gay traitor stormtrooper just to go at Milo with like some sort of six spins and just, you know, bash Milo for selling out. Yeah, a gay traitor stormtrooper from Star Wars. That would be good.
That'd be awesome.
This is so asinine. Okay, so safe spaces. Like, again, I said this in the Dave Rubin thing. Like, what exactly is it about a safe space that you don't like? Like, if people are having like a private meeting and they have rules for that meeting, that's basically what a safe space is. So I don't know. Maybe they're saying that they're trying to like censor people on a university, but then that's censorship. I don't know.
Right.
Like, do they even know what they're complaining about? I don't know. Political correctness that happens left or right. That's just hegemony of ideas and trying to, you know, you think your idea is right. You try to convince others that it's wrong. You try to convince others that they shouldn't say it. Wage gap myths. Okay, so I guess the thing with there is that they say I think it is kind of wrong that sometimes people like kind of like
shut themselves out.
No, what do you call it? Like they say it wrong in saying that women make 70 cents to the dollar for doing the same job a man makes, because that's not true. It's they're doing different jobs, which is why they get paid differently. It's not getting paid less for doing the same job.
And they use that as an excuse that feminism is bullshit, even though there's like literally tons of issues they could fight about. They just focus on the one thing that may or may not be true. And
the thing is, just because they're choosing different jobs doesn't mean that it's like, you know, just radical freedom, that they just like doing job. You know, there are other social pressures that we can look into. It's not necessarily a reason to just say, oh well, they don't want it. It's a reason to fight for maternity leave and higher wages, and you know, diversity quotas. Who cares? It's like people get so mad about it, but like, how much does that really affect people?
Right. I think
that doesn't mean anything. Yeah, this is just ridiculous. Okay.
Gaytriarchy. What is a clutcher?
Like, is that supposed to be a real thing, the gaytriarchy?
Maybe.
That's just code for Illuminati, which Van Garrison legitimately believes is a real thing.
Kind of Poe's law. I'm not even sure if he's being serious with that or not. Okay. Oh, this one again. Attack of the Cry Bullies. My feelings. Wah. Hold your breath for just it. And I don't get the hold your breath. So they're saying that they actually do have complaints, but they're unrealistic, I guess. Special snowflake. Yeah, okay. Rattle, racist, social justice, pampered, safe space. It's like a baby in a.
God, he labeled everything.
So sorry.
Why? Is that guy who's being crushed supposed to be like an Orthodox Jew?
Probably.
I don't know.
The thing with Ben Garrison is that
that's like, a graduation cap.
Yeah, guys. The thing with Ben Garrison and his poll edits is that the poll edits are only explicitly anti-Semitic rather than implicitly.
Oh yeah, that's true. Sometimes they don't have to try too hard.
No.
Because his ideas are based on anti-Semitic ideas. So, the globalist bankers, the Rothschilds. They all have something in common, but I'm not sure what. Curricula. So they're burning the curriculum, the Constitution, even. So calling people racist is destroying the Constitution, apparently. Reason.
It's also against logic and reason.
Logic and reason.
No logic, no reason.
Well,
it doesn't even make sense.
Hey, if you don't hear any other side's opinion, then you don't have to debate with them, which means you're still reasonable and logical.
Yeah, half the time when somebody says like bad logic or nice logic, it's not that there's a problem with the logic. It's just that they don't have very good reasoning. Like you can make almost any argument that's logical. Doesn't you know what I mean? Like people misuse the word. If it's an argument at all, chances are it is logical. Doesn't mean it's right.
True.
Pretty much.
Okay. Anyways, is this Garrison as well? I think so. So, shit. Fuck. Okay. 2050 European vacation, your host, ISIS. Big Bin Laden. Halal beef eater.
He's trying to pull like a Man the High Castle thing. It's just instead he put of just fucking Islamic theocracy.
I'm not gonna lie. The Leaning Minaret of Pisa. Germany Waterfest. Oh yeah, that would suck. You get to Germany, there's no beer anymore because it's hot.
Oh no.
Halal.
Just water.
Spain.
That's all Islamics drink.
The running of the goats. What? That one doesn't even make any sense. Greece, the Parthenon. Why would they want to destroy the Parthenon?
Yeah, I don't really get that.
It's haram, maybe. Haven't you read your hadiths?
Oh, maybe because it was like pagan? I don't know.
Probably.
Oh, maybe.
I mean, for a long ass time, pagan stuff survived the caliphate, so.
But isn't the Tower of Pisa also paganish?
I don't know.
And Christian?
So there's not really. Oh yeah, and the Mona Lisa. Oh, she has a niqab now. There's not really any argument in this one. It's just fear-mongering. It is kind of funny,
Pretty
though.
much.
Even though it's really ridiculous.
I find it kind of fun, and I find it kind of sad.
Yeah. Another Ben Garrison. The Berkeley Antifa.
Oh, yeah.
He's in. Shut up, Nazis. Milo and Anne. When were they? What were they having a debate with each other? What? When was this? Oh, it's at Berkeley, right?
Berkeley, yeah. Yeah, it's like an argument to be like they're saying, which is basically that Antifa is actually the Nazis. They're just trying to play both sides, guys.
What's your theory?
Burning conservative views. Well, I thought they were destroying liberal views. Oh, the liberal idea, but conservative views. Shut up, Nazis. Spraying them.
Yeah. That's just nonsense. I've actually heard somebody say that to me. It was on Facebook, but it was like, yeah, Antifa is actually Nazis. Antifa is just as good as the Nazis. Oh, God.
You know, Black Bloc has been around for a long time, but all of a sudden it's just associated with Antifa.
And they think it's an actual organization.
Yeah.
Like, there's no organization.
Funded by George Soros.
Yeah. Antifa isn't even an actual organization. It's just literally anyone who wants to go counter Nazis or something.
It's kind of like Black Lives Matter. Like, every time someone, like, there's like a big high-profile case of some black person getting killed by the police, there's a protest and a riot, but they try to say, oh, well, it was organized by BLM, as if you like need a group to organize a riot. Like,
yeah, there are social media coordinators, but like they don't really have that much power. Like, they can lose legitimacy really easily, and the movement wouldn't go away.
Anyway, is that it?
Yeah. I've actually heard somebody like, well, one time in one of my classes when I was kind of debating somebody, and like I told them that like I'm okay with Black Lives Matter, and they're like, oh, you support a terrorist organization? Like, literally, that was.
You should have been like, damn right I do. You should have been like, damn right I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, you support the terrorist organization of the United States imperialist machine. So yeah, who are the real counter-terrorists, mate?
I get my weekly check from George Soros to incite riots.
Yeah, well, I'm not part of the Russian conspiracy or the Jewish conspiracy, but the Prussian conspiracy. I get my money from Bismarck and install Islamic communism in, America. And because Prussia was divided between Russia and Poland, which also has Jews in it, I'm part of both the Russian and I'm part of the Judeo-Bolshevik conspiracy inherently. So, and I get 100 Israeli German dinars from Putin every day.
Yeah, I'm part of the Slavs conspiracy too. I squat every day, I eat my shemiski, and I drink my kvass.
Some say Daniel is still squatting right now.
Yeah, I am right too. I am right now as well.
Well,
and I keep my heels on the ground. I'm like a Western spy. Oh boy. Yeah, but what a shit show. I mean, Barry Garrison is just so bad at drawing. Ugh.
I just love how he like just labels everything excessively.
Yeah, I know. He's like a parody of our cartoonist. I think I saw like a Sign on Happiness comic that kind of was like that as well. It was just like, hey, kid, don't do that. Don't make any political comics. You don't want to be in one. Oh.
Yeah, it's a lot like the Onion political cartoons, which are a parody of political cartoons, where they do.
Yeah, that. Yeah. I like those a lot though, because they're usually pretty dead on though.
Yeah,
I like them a lot.
Right.
But yeah, no, Ben, this is all unironic, and it's really funny.
Pretty much.
Because like I think the best part though is like he also makes them really hyper detailed.
Yeah.
Waste of artistic talent, in my opinion.
Yeah, pretty much. Like I wonder how long he actually spends drawing these.
There was this one where it was like Stefan Molyneux arm wrestling an Antifa kid, and like he has like ridiculously exaggerated muscles on his biceps, and on his biceps it says reason and logic or something like that.
God, that I remember when I was like progressive social democrat new atheist thing, and like I loved the words reason and logic so much until I realized it wasn't such, and it was just people being all smug and stuff without actually ever citing facts, just condensation.
Logic.
Yeah Logic FTW. No.
Checkmate checkmate Christians, checkmate Muslims, checkmate feminists, checkmate Jews, and all that shit.
I mean, I've said it, I already said it, but like so silly, because like using logic is just the bare minimum to have an argument at all. It doesn't mean you did a good job.
Pretty much.
All right, anyways.
I
think that's about
that was fun though.
Yeah.
It was really bad. I like.
Always wanted to do this, so yeah, pretty good.
See you later.
Yep. See you guys.